The road to success is tough, not easy to navigate, and it is for that reason that it is not traversed by many. Anything worthwhile, anything significant, when you start engaging on it, it feels empty. It feels like the world has turned against you. I'm not sure how many of you have started a new venture and you start asking yourself, what the heck did I just start doing? My name is Botaki Hlalele from Dreams Made Possible, and I would like to talk to you about the subject of the type of relationships that you really require around you so that you can be able to stick until the last moment, until you achieve that which you have set your mind to. And the tips that I'm going to share are mainly based on my life experiences. They are based on some of the discussions that I have had with some of the people in my network. Actually, last week I attended an alumni network at one of the business schools, and as we were starting to talk, I realized that most people, especially those that are in the entrepreneurial journey, are experiencing the same things that I have experienced before. And out of that conversation, I then felt that it is important maybe to share some of my journey and what I know from other people. And what I'm going to share can apply to you starting a new business. It can be about starting a new career, maybe even in a different town or even in a different country, or anything of significance that will change your life or the lives of other people. So let's go to the chase. Why is it important that you should have people around you on this journey of success? Like I said, this is a lonely journey. This is a journey where you feel like the world has turned around you. And the reason why you need to consider the type of relationship around you. Let's start with the first one. You know, when you start, you might feel that the goal appears too big and audacious. You know, sometimes it might feel like you've got this big task of taking somebody to the moon and then returning them safely on Earth. It might appear like this big mountain that you have to climb, but you feel that you do not have the tools, nor the energy, nor the guide to be able to reach this particular goal. You know, there's a saying that says, if it's not too big enough to scare you, then that is not a goal. So when you start your journey to success, that's how things will feel. You will see this big mountain and you look at your body structure and say, am I able to move this big obstacle that is in front of me? And once that starts to happen, you go through a certain process in your mind, asking yourself a lot of questions to say, am I good enough to be able to challenge this thing that is just in front of me? And you are not unique. All people that are pursuing anything worthwhile go through that phase of seeing this goal as big enough and big and audacious, something that they might not even be able to surmount at the end of the day. The second reason why you need those important relationships around you is that the goal or path might seem new to you. You know, as you start this journey, you might doubt yourself in terms of the sequence of steps. You might not even know where to start, which part to take and combine which part. And sometimes even if you know the process, you might even start asking yourself, is this the right way to do it? You start questioning yourself because the path is new to you, and you combine it with the previous one to say, oh, this thing is too big, and the path that I want to take, is it the path that is going to give me the type of results that are going to make things easier? The third reason is that the going is going to get tough. and it's guaranteed. Nothing worthwhile, nothing significant was ever achieved without having to go through obstacles. And it's not a matter of jumping over the obstacles. It's not a matter of going under the obstacles. It's not a matter of going on the side and then avoid the obstacles. It's guaranteed that when you pursue this journey, you will have to go through the obstacles. And the chances are that when you go through the obstacles, you might be scathed, you might be scratched, you will have marks left on you. And the question is, are you prepared to go that phase? Because that is what you anticipate. And as you anticipate this, if you are alone and you don't have people around you, you might even convince yourself to say, I'm not going to go through this journey because of the challenges that I'm going to come across, and I am not equipped enough to deal with these challenges. The reason number 4 why you need people around you is that you are going to you are going to lose friends and important relationships along the way. You know, pursuing a new goal, especially if it's audacious, as we have said, has got the chance that some of the people that are closer to you might feel that you pursuing your goal is going to impact or make them lose certain things that they already have. That your goal, for example, might take their time, might take their money, or it might take anything of essence. And the other thing is that when you start to engage in things that are critical, you start to look at life differently. And once you start your perspective to life, some of the people that are closer to you see you as different, and they might start to shun away from you because they see you as somebody different. You are no longer the same type of person that they are used to. Reason number 5. It will take time to reach your success. Nothing worthwhile was achieved without effort and energy and dedicating a lot of time. So it will take time. And some of the people will say, hey, this person has been on this journey. When are they going to achieve this? Hey, you've been doing this for 5 years, 10 years. I know of one speaker who said, actually Les Brown, who said that his brother would always say, man, every year you are doing this, year in and out, and there's nothing to show for it, because this thing takes time. And for other people, I've experienced it myself, even when I started the podcast, when people were saying to me, but you have been on this journey now, really you have given time, 4 months, 6 months, let's start to see the growth. I believe that it takes time, and it is for that reason that it is important to have the important relationships around you. Let's get into it and unpack this type of relationships that you need, that are going to assist you to stay the course on this long journey that you will embark on in trying to reach your success. The first relationship is that of the family. So you might be a person that is not married, or you might be married. But in instances where you are not married, as an example, I find that sometimes in the South African context, you are the person that we call the breadwinner. Your family is looking up to you, and maybe you've got this plan of leaving the corporate environment and to start something new. And the reality is that when you start going through that phase, you lose that steady income that was helping you to support your family. And let's say, for argument's sake, you are not necessarily going to stop supporting your family, but what you used to give to them is going to be less, because now you're on this new trajectory where you need to sponsor your own life to be able to achieve this goal. So it is important that you sit your family down, engage them, talk to them, and show them a bigger picture. And during that part of the conversation, don't be surprised when your family tries to talk you out of that dream, because they might not understand your vision clearly. And no other person is going to understand your vision clearly like you. So, Even if they talk you out of that goal, it does not mean that you've got to move away from the goal. It simply means for me that look at, listen to the things that they say, and probably in what they say, there might be something that you never thought of that might jog your memory to do and approach certain things differently. But the idea is not to be talked out of this particular vision. So you engage in this discussion with a view to help them understand and to drive to a point where they buy into your idea, because you need their support. And the support might not be financial, but it might be a blessing from your parents. It might be just emotional and spiritual support along this journey, especially given some of the reasons, the 5 reasons I've outlined above as to why you need those relationships around you. The other part of the family is, especially if you're married, it is your spouse. This person is the most important person that should be on board as you start to get into this journey. Sharing the plans with them, and also even carving a specific role that your spouse or partner might play on this journey as you embark on this new success. Especially if your new vision is going to impact or affect the household finances. It is going to impact the time and the activities that you used to do as a family. And if there are children as well, how is venturing on this new journey going to impact you being with your children and with your family in general? So that is why it is important that you have on board your spouse, and I call that person the chairperson of the board of directors, because they play such a vital role on this journey that you're going to embark on. So that one, I would say, don't take it lightly. It is a very, very important relationship that you need to cover. Even if your children are small, it is important to sit them down, and they might not understand in depth, but just to explain that we won't be going every week, or if you did every week, or on certain days, daddy or mommy will not have time for certain things because I'm involved in something important. But at the end of the day, it is you as an adult having to play a balancing role so that they understand that daddy or mommy is not absent, but daddy or mommy are pursuing something bigger. And probably this is something that they will learn, and it will rub positively on them into the future. The second most important day, the second most important relationship that you require is your accountability partner. This is a person that probably has got similar goals to you. And it helps to have somebody that has goals similar to you, because they understand the challenges, they understand the pain, they understand the obstacles that you've got to go through on this particular journey, and they can even share some of the ideas of how they went through some of the challenges. Okay, so this accountability partner is somebody that I would say preferably not somebody that comes from the family, because the accountability partner should be honest enough to give you feedback. They should be truthful to a point that they can give you feedback that is going to challenge you to the core. And in most cases, you might find that some family members will not have the energy or even the gut to tell you and give you some feedback. So it is important that you consider somebody that might be outside your family. I remember when I started my MBL journey, I had a friend that I had said to, one of the approaches that I have suggested to my ex-wife then was, I will study around 2 o'clock or 3 in the morning, because I wanted to make sure that I do not take time away from the family. And there were specific days and times that I know that my energy is high and I'm going to use that. And I informed one of my friends, and I said, this is what I'm planning to do. Would you be able to and willing to play that role where you just check in with me and ask me how are things going, what are the challenges. And I had a friend who then played that role very, very critically. And he would sometimes look at me and say, hey, I can see your eyes are so red. It means that you have woken so up early and you have been engaging in your studies. How is it going? And to some extent, he would even say, hey, take it slow at some points, so that you can re-energize and focus on these things early. So he played a very, very important role of putting me on a path that would ensure that I become successful. And that is the role that an accountability partner plays, to make sure that they tap you on the shoulder and they become your soundboard on this journey. If you run out of ideas, or if you don't know how to approach certain things, you can go back to your accountability partner, and this is the person that was even share from their experience what they would have done when they were faced with a similar challenge. But remember, the goals and the dreams and aspirations are yours. They are not of the accountability partner. They are just there to be a sandboard, but you are the one who has got the responsibility to do the heavy lifting. This is your goal. They are just there to give you motivation and support. But the best motivation comes internally from you for you to be able to keep yourself on track. The third and most important relationship is the master group. And this is basically your peer-to-peer mentorship. This is a relationship that Napoleon Hill defines as the coordination of knowledge and effort of two or more people who work towards a definite purpose. So I have been part of master groups. I'm still part of master groups. And your master groups can take different forms. The ones that I am part of, they help me to hone my skills on leadership. And the other one that I have, it helps to hone my skill as a coach. We come together on both, and we invite guests, and they share the latest trends, they share the best practices, and people share what challenges they've gone through, the opportunities they have seen and taken advantage of, and how did they go about that. And out of those engagements, you start to grow and you start to learn. But you start to realize that I'm not alone on this journey. The challenges that I experience are also experienced by other people. And as a result, you start to have this community around you that keeps you going. The community that inadvertently says to you, you got this, you are able to do this. So being part of a mastermind group is one of the important things that you can consider on this journey of being successful. The last relationship that I believe is important is that relationship with a life coach, especially for people that in the entrepreneurial space. Like you said, that journey can be lonely. That's one journey where you need resilience on steroids. I remember there was a certain point in my life where I wrote an article on one of my blogs that even the longest night comes to an end. And I used to publish on a Wednesday. And that Wednesday, the lights went off in my house. And I thought that maybe it has got something to do with the electricity supplier. But when I went to my meter box, it was 0. And let me tell you, I did not have money at all. I did not have a penny in my bank account. That's how this journey, how tough it is. I even laughed at myself at a later stage to say, did I write this article too early? And this is just one example. There are many, many examples where people are rejected. You think your proposals are great. You come and you come across people that have promised you when you left corporate to say, we'll have your back. You go to them, you put the proposals, and they reject you. And let me hasten to say they don't owe you anything. Okay, they don't owe you anything, and I believe that. So I went to them, and they promised, but nothing comes to fruition. So that's when you start asking yourself to say, why did I start this journey? Why did I pursue this dream? I would rather go back to my normal life and stop doing this thing. So on that journey, you really, really need a structured approach, and somebody that is equipped and trained to help you navigate this journey. Somebody that is going to help you to define your goals clearly, to have a clear plan on how you're going to deal with the obstacles. Somebody that is going to challenge and stretch you. So this person is different from an accountability partner, because these are people that are trained in this specific field to deal with life issues, your own self-awareness, and how it can stand in a way of the dreams that you're going, that you want to achieve. Somebody that is going to make you think differently based on the questions that they are going to ask you. So I always say this journey is not a journey that survives as a result of do it yourself. There are certain things that you don't do it yourself, like your emotional and mental stability, your spirituality. All of those things combined becomes critical to how you are going to achieve your goal. And having that life and a life coach next to you is something that is very important. It is not a nice to have. And the other myth that people have around life coaches is that there must be a problem with you. No. A life coach, actually, even when you are succeeding so well, that is even when you need it more to continue to strengthen your journey towards the success. So consider having a life coach, somebody that is going to assist you with your self-awareness, clarity of your goals, challenge you to be able to achieve goals in maximum ways than you would have if you were traversing this journey alone. So those are the 4 types of relationships: your family, your accountability partner, the master group, as well as a life coach, that are important to help navigate this journey, where you're going to meet adverse goals, where you might feel that this path is new and I don't know how to traverse it, where the going is going to be tough, where you will lose relationships, and where you are going to take time before you can see the fruits of the investment or the journey that you have just embarked on. We continue on this journey, 1 week at a time, 1 person at a time. I am sure that we will touch lives and help people to see life differently on this quest of becoming the best version of themselves. And your support by subscribing is so critical to help this channel grow and to help the community around me and your community become better. Until the next episode.